We have breaking news this evening out of Queen of the South as the club announced the departure of club captain Alex Iacoviti to Dundee United for £250,000. Now, for more on this story, we crossed live to local reporter Willie Melgrew. And Willie, what is manager Aussie Villain doing?
I did ask him the Louis question, and well, he said, well, I signed 2 South American prospects and turned a wee profit. You can't say anything negative.
Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Queen of the South on The Impossible Dream. It is Season 4, it's Episode 9 as we look to win the Champions League with our Scottish club here. And today, well, post-January transfer window, there's a lot to catch you up on. It was a busy January. You can kind of see the ins and outs of it behind me there. But it's going to be Aberdeen and Motherwell in the league. And, well, let's have a look and see exactly what happened in January. So you can see we spent 14 grand. We got 300 in. Now let's start with the departures. The main one is Alex Iacoviti, the club captain, $250,000. Off he goes. He was more than useful. He was an important player for us the whole time we've been in the Premiership. But this season, he had fallen a little bit out of favour. He was unhappy with his playing time. He came to me, said he was unhappy. So ultimately, it was easier just to let him go. When you see the players that we signed, we're not going to miss him, to be honest. The other two, Declan McDade was a winger that we signed, never really worked out. He's gone off 30 grand to Queen's Park in the Championship, was it? Yes. And so we've roughly got our money back for him. So yeah, no harm, no foul there. And the other person that left, we knew was happening, was Frankie Masonda. He's gone off to Bristol City. And, well, hopefully he has a good time of things there. So that is the outs. Now, the ins. Omar Bermudez, we kind of knew that we were signing in, but we didn't know exactly what we were going to get. And he's very, very decent. Lots of potential, promising attacking midfielder. So he's already played a few games for us. We'll get the 10 games that he needs to play to trigger the permanent fee. And he will become a Queen of the South player. It is 325 grand. So Alex, it's basically Iacoviti and a little bit extra to get him in. Technique and passing is good. I think he's going to be useful for us, to say the least. So yeah, he's going to come in, work rate and teamwork. Could do with a little bit of work, but we will work on that. So that's the first one. We kind of knew what was happening. We didn't know exactly what we were getting. The other two are centre backs. The first one, Cesar Augusto. He is a promising centre back from Brazil, an 18-year-old. Not quite sure how we got him a work permit. Does he have? I don't know. I don't know how we got him a work permit, but we did anyway. Dubbed the new Ricardo Roca. So if we get that, I think we'll all be pretty happy. We haven't seen him yet. He's been away. You can see there, capped under 20 level. He's been away at the under 20 South American Championships with Brazil. So with him coming in, we didn't really need Iacoviti anymore. So that's why we sold him. And the other signing we've signed is Jim Hamilton. He's the money that we spent from Celtic. And he's a very, very good centre-back as well. A ball player. He's with the passing and the vision, and the composure is okay-ish. Physically quite good. He's already worth $1 million. So I don't know what Celtic were thinking, to be honest. But he was maybe not quite good enough for them. He did play in their B team. He was at Hamilton in the Premiership and Championship for a season. St Mirren last year. I think we've signed a very good player, to be completely honest. And the fact he can dribble, he could play as a wide centre-back. If you ever want to go to 3 centre-backs, he could probably play in midfield, to be honest. There's nothing about him that says he couldn't play in midfield either. So he's just a good player. He's one of those guys that he's just a good player, and we just will eventually find a place for him where he fits in, and it may well be midfield. So those are the permanent signings that have happened. Now, there's more to January than just that. We have lost a player as of the end of the season that their contracts expire. Ross Doohan is going off to Tottenham of all places. He wanted 4 grand a week to stay with us. I kind of balked at that. 25 grand a week he's going to be on at Spurs, so you can't begrudge him that. Good luck to him. Now, the ins that are happening, we've got a replacement in Harry Stone. He will come in and be our backup goalkeeper. I think $1,200 a week we're going to be paying him, and he may even end up taking the shirt off of Eastwood, to be honest, but he comes in for now as the backup, so he comes in from Hearts. And the other signing that we've done permanently is Andy Irving. He's on loan with us right now. He comes in permanently at the end of his contract. I think about $5.5 grand a week we're paying him. So again, I think that's a relatively good deal for us. Scottish as well, and I'm not sure, but I'm hoping when it comes to registering a European squad, he should count as a player that is trained in Scotland. So that'll be good for us as well. So yeah, those two are coming in at the end of their contract, but of course Irving is already here. So that is how January played out. Let me know what you think of it in terms of finances. We do have a little bit left, and but you take into account the 300 grand that's going to go for Bermudez. It's a little bit less, about $250,000. Wages we're committed to spending and that's going to include the wages for the players coming in, Irving and Stone. Yeah, but I think we're already paying some of Irving's wages, so I don't know that it's going to actually change as much as the game thinks it is right now. But anyway, that's where we stand there. In terms of the dynamics, we did have a few other unhappy players. Bradley is again unhappy, so I really think I'm ready to bin him off now. If I can get $500,000 for him, absolutely love it. But yeah, I think I'm not gonna stuff around with him. If you're unhappy, just go. Everybody else there is more... Eastwood's unhappy that we sold Iacoviti. He'll get over that in no time, I'm sure. And yeah, so that is... Hendry doesn't matter because he's not playing for us. And Lyon doesn't matter because he's not playing for us either, to be honest. Now, there are some games to catch you up on. The first of those, with our new look, sort of... should we call it Queen's Park 2.0? Queen's Park, Queen of the South 2.0. It was Celtic. It was Celtic away. So it was a baptism of fire. Let's see how it went. Devonport picked out Jamie McGrath, whose wonderful finish sealed a huge win. So this was an absolutely amazing performance from us. You can see, I mean, Eastwood played a 9.8. I don't think I've ever seen a goalkeeper get a rating quite that high. Apart from a couple of late chances, though, we were quite good in this game. We weren't undeserving of the win. Bermudez made his debut, maybe flattered a little bit. He doesn't speak the language. He's going to take a little bit of time to settle in, so I'm not too concerned about that. But yeah, really, I mean, we beat Celtic away. What a performance, what a result. The next game, trying to back up that now, was against Dundee United. We fell behind midway through the first half, but McGrath rescued a point. So we were the better team in this game. I feel like we should have won. We didn't have Omar for this one. He was having a rest, I think, or was he injured, suspended? I can't remember. Oh no, he's on international duty randomly. I think we're a little bit unlucky on the goal. The best I can tell is that Clark cleared it into their goal scorer's face. So slightly unlucky, but yeah. It is what it is, I suppose. We'll take a point on the road if we have to. Next game to catch you up on in the league was against Hibs. We went ahead thanks to a McCallum rocket. McGrath picked out Irving to make it 2-0. And Clark crossed for Bishop to get our third. Hibs pulled one back before half-time. But McGrath sealed the points. So this was a stunning performance from us, particularly in the first half, although you can see from XG it was maybe a little bit more even than I felt like in my biased opinion. But you can see that sort of our first 11 starting to take shape. McPherson, McGrath and Irving in midfield as the midfield trio is looking very, very tasty indeed. And again, Shakir Omar on the bench, but we didn't actually need him. Clougherty had a good game, which is good to see. And yeah. Very, very good indeed. So that's it for the league games to catch up on. There is one final game, though. It was against, I think, League One they are, Alloa Athletic in the Scottish Cup 4th round. So let's see if we can progress there. McKenna gave us the lead. And then doubled it. Before completing an unlikely hat-trick. So a heavily rotated side, and a game we deserved to win, but McKenna, a 10 as a centre-back with a hat-trick. Hamilton, with his first start in this one. Bermudez had a good game. Mellon, we gave him a game up top. We had a few, though. We had Omar in there just to make sure we got through the tie. But McKenna, I mean, he's staying as sort of the 5th choice centre-back. It was between him and Iacoviti to do that, and I think he proved my point in that I made the right decision there because, I mean, how many centre-backs get a hat-trick? So that was excellent. Really, really pleased for him. And we are through to the next round. And the next round is going to be against Motherwell, I believe. Yeah, in the 5th round there. So, quick look at what it all means for the tables. And we are in 4th. We are still 8 points back of Hearts, which is a little bit disappointing. Equal, we're there, you can see, with St Johnstone and with Hibs as well. So, top half, there's a 4-point gap there now. It's beginning to look solid enough. And Aberdeen, who we play first up here, are stone motherless last in the league, so they're going to be desperate. And the second game's against Motherwell, who are a little bit clear of, well, certainly the automatic relegation spot. So let's have a look and see what we're doing here against Aberdeen first up. And we can see that we're expecting 5-2-3, I guess you would call that formation. I'm not quite sure what you call that. But this is the team we're sending out, and it's a good opportunity to have a look at. This is, I think, the way I see our team, our first choice team anyway, moving forward for the rest of the year. So Eastwood in goal, McCallum, Lewis, Bernard, and Clark as the back four. McPherson as one Mazzella. He's a Mazzella through and through. We were trying to pigeonhole him in as a right back, but we've got other options there now. McGrath as the deep-lying playmaker. I mean, he's got decent passing, fantastic vision, good technique. The only thing that really holds him back in this role, I think, is maybe a little bit of strength and, well, certainly tackling, but I mean, he's doing fine. And Irving will go as the other Mazzella in midfield. It'll be Bermudez. A first look at him for us on the channel. Let's hope he continues to show his recent form improvement. You can see there he is slowly but surely getting better. Shakir Omar and Bishop will be up top. So let's hope that there's some goals in those two. All right, so we can see the team sheets there. Robbie Nilsson is the Aberdeen manager these days. I don't recognize too many names there. And what do we want to say to this? We're the favourites for a reason. I tend to think just relax, boys. We'll pump our fists, say get out there, and hopefully put on a nice little show for us. And here we go. So let me know what you think of the January window. I put a lot of time into it, really trying to get the best players we could to... I mean, we don't need to rescue the season at this point, but certainly try and go as far as we can in Europe, and I really do want to try and get third in the league, but if it's fourth, it's fourth. McGrath to take a corner. We do have, of course, some players coming back as well. Lutzi isn't a mile away, and McAllister is back fit, though he's not fit, if that makes sense. He's training, but not match sharp, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Omar nods it down to Bishop. Oh, and the goalkeeper has made a really good save there. Yeah, so I'm cautiously optimistic, let's say. But we just need to be consistent again. I mean, we saw last episode, it didn't go well. But we just need to take chances. There's a cracking ball for Bishop. It's in the back of the net. Colby Bishop, and it's Omar Bermudez with the assist. And it is a really, really good goal. Bermudez picks out the run, and Bishop, it's a classy finish, isn't it? Straight through the middle. Would you call it route 1? I mean, it's maybe route 2. It's not far away, is it? It's a good volley, though. Absolutely punished it past the goalkeeper into the back of the net, 1-0. And we'll give them some praise for that. Yeah, like I say, Bermudez hasn't maybe been fantastic as of yet, but he's 18. He doesn't speak the language. We need to be a little bit patient with him. So this season is as good. It's a perfect time, really, just to play him as much as we can and just let him settle in. Let's see here. We've got another highlight. McPherson to Bermudez, back to McGrath. Bishop spreads it wide there for McCallum. Can he get across in now? Irving's there. He finds him. Back to McCallum. He's got another chance for a cross. Bishop on the chest. Oh, he's gone down. I've got to say, not sure about that. Yeah, Bishop needed no encouragement at all. And McGrath, who has been banging in the goals just in general. He got that wonderful goal against Celtic. He's got another one from the penalty spot here. It's a 12th of the season now for him. And that is 2-0 in 25 minutes or so played. Good penalty, that one. Sometimes these penalties squeak past the keeper. Not on that occasion. That was emphatic. There wasn't many goalkeepers getting anywhere near that. The big decision we still have to make in terms of contracts for next season is Goss. Now, last time I offered him a contract, or went to offer him a contract, he wants $4,000 a week. I'm increasingly wondering if McGrath is going to play a little bit deeper if we need him, especially on $4,000 a week. I mean, he's 29. He is good enough right now. I'm not trying to pretend that he's not, but I do wonder, in theory, the better we get, the more we play in Europe, the more money we get, we'll be able to attract better players. I think he did want a 2 or 3 year deal. I can't remember now. Oh, Eastwood with a decent save. I just wonder if we'll be able to spend that wage elsewhere. I kind of think maybe we could, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Capable of better. I'm just happy if you just don't get complacent, guys. If you just want to keep going out there for me, that'll be good with me. Yeah, so that's kind of my thought on Goss is maybe we let him go. If we consider this more or less our first choice midfield, that leaves us with Davenport, Cochrane as a backup, Summers as sort of a young backup, McGrath with a chance here. McGrath puts it over the top. Yeah. But anyway, as I always say, let me know what you guys think. I'm always curious on the feedback. Fresh eyes sometimes are a good thing, over your squad. So, and to McPherson, if he's going to play in midfield as well, which I think he will now, I'm happy with Mitch Clark as a fullback. He's doing a good job there. Connor Bradley will serve as backup, particularly if we're going to play in this formation. So he can serve as the backup for the rest of this season, and then we have the summit again to try and get somebody else in. And McPherson now stands over a free kick. Now that suggests he's going to have a shot here. He'll do well to score. He's hit the crossbar. It's cleared away. McGrath will pick it up. Is the highlight going to continue? And it looks as though it might, though we're not really going anywhere just now. There's a ball over the top. Picks out the runner. Shakir Omar brilliantly. Oh, he's missed it. It was nonchalant. It was a wonderful, wonderful chip over the keeper. He got it up and down, and then he put it wide. Do we want to make any changes here? I don't necessarily. Maybe we want to give Clockety some game time. I'd love a third goal if Omar can't quite provide it. It's good to see Omar playing better again. He has struggled a little bit for form. I do wonder if some of that is just he's exhausted from carrying this club for so long. There's a good ball. Bishop is there. Oh, and his header goes over. Bishop's proving himself to be a useful striker in the league as well. He's improving at the age of 28 as well, and he's improving quite a bit. I don't know if he's going to be ever good enough to be sort of first choice in Europe, but certainly at league level, if we were to partner him and Clockety whilst we're in Europe and go with Luizzi. Oh, Omar's got a knock. And go with Luizzi and Omar, assuming that knock's not too serious in Europe. There's a lot to like about those partnerships, I would think. But there we go. That is a very, very comfortable 2-0 win against a bottom-of-the-table Aberdeen. And they didn't really threaten us, did they? So we can see the other results there. Hearts have 3-2. They've got a win. And Hibs have lost, so that's a decent result for us. And the Shakir Omar injury, it's a bruised shin. He's absolutely fine. So there we go. Clark, good pass completion rate. I was a little bit critical of him perhaps at the start of the season, but he has come on really, really nicely for us, and he's playing sort of what I was expecting to get out of him. That's what we're getting from him now, which is brilliant. But guys, wait right there. We'll be back to take on Motherwell in the league, and if we can do 6 points here, I'll be feeling a lot better about life. Okay, welcome back. Now, before we face Motherwell, we have been asked to submit our team for the knockout rounds of the Europa Conference League. We've had to make some tough decisions. We could only make 3 changes, and obviously we need to be 4 players short because we don't have any club-trained players. So we've brought in the 2 new centre-backs, Augusto and Hamilton. We've taken out McKenna to make space, and obviously Iacoviti leaving made up the other space. And we've had to leave out Bermudez, amongst others, Andy Irving as well, Smith, who wasn't previously registered either. Again, we just don't have enough. I could only make so many changes. I would have taken out players and brought them in, but we could only make so many changes, which is a little bit frustrating. So yeah, that's where we're at, and we are attracting interest. Nantes have offered us an interview. I think it was Lons, someone else in France, I think, offered us an interview as well. Obviously, we're not going anywhere, but it's nice to be wanted, isn't it? So that has happened as well. Let's have a look and see what we're doing here against Motherwell. We're expecting a 4-2-3-1 formation from them. And in terms of a team, this is what is getting sent out. It is Eastwood in goal, McCallum, Lewis, Bernard and Clark. It's the same team. It's Irving, McGrath, McPherson, Bermudez, Shakir Omar and Bishop. Now, if we have a look down here, Luizzi is getting close to a return. He's about up to 3 weeks away. A number of these other bench guys had a game that they played in the, I can't remember if it was a friendly or an under-23 game or something, just to try and get some match sharpness into them. So a couple of them aren't really ready to go anyway. But yeah, let's see what we can do here. Hopefully get 3 more points. Okay, so we can see the team sheets here. Motherwell sacked their manager, can you believe? I think it was Derek McGuinness beforehand, but Jack Ross is their new guy. Robbie Gotts was somebody who I tried to sign. I've been interested in Rudin before, but we never actually ended up being able to get a deal done for him. And I don't recognize too many other names there that have interested me in the past. Once you pick up where we left off last time, don't like that as a team talk. We've been on a good run. Go out there and impress me. I think we've been doing better with taking pressure off, haven't we? Taking pressure off, I should say. So ignore the recent praise. Let's get out there and just keep scoring goals. And here we go, away from home. So that always makes it a little bit tougher, doesn't it? But hopefully we can overcome that, put in a good performance. The fact we're able to put out our strongest team again will hopefully help. I always feel like in the league, particularly when our strongest, they're going to score here now. I was trying to compliment them, but when our strongest team is out there, I do feel like we're quite good. It's when we have to start rotating, and there's a decent ball looking for Omar, but can't quite find him. Yes, when we have to start rotating and sort of putting bit part players in, trying to do roles and get performances out of them, that's when I start to think that we might struggle a little bit. Lewis does well there. So hopefully they'll prove me right here, and we'll get another good performance. I'm looking forward to getting Lutzi back into this team in place of Bishop. Bishop has been, to be fair, Bishop's done quite well, and he'll be considered quite unlucky, I would imagine, to get dropped, but he will be dropped once once Lutzi is back. But of course, loan players, we need to be a little bit wary of them because we may not get them back next season. Bishop is there. He's put it off the crossbar. That's going to be the next thing, isn't it? Can we get Omar back next season? Can we get Lutzi back? Do we want Lutzi back next season, I suppose, is the other question. But, I mean, we do. We'll take it a Barcelona play if we have to, won't we? Not been a great game, this one, if we're completely honest. What we might do is, let's lower the tempo. Just try and change things up a little bit. And if that doesn't work, then we can try plan C. Rangers is beating St Johnstone, and Hibs are currently dropping points, so it would be a good game to win on that front because they're sort of the teams below us in the table. So we just allow us to kick a little bit further clear of them. Can McGrath get to that? Not quite. And Lewis has got a long way there, but he's done well in the end, won the ball back, and can we get them on the break? Irving did well to keep possession under pressure. Ball looking forward for Bishop, but it's not really on, is it? We might need to work on training and just retaining possession or something along those lines. We're just going through a little bit of a spell right now where we're playing a lot of games, so training is more of a concept at this point than something that actually happens. Here we go, Bermudez. He's done well. Bermudez! That would have been a way to introduce yourself. And here we go again. Not a good ball forward, was it? Can we give it a focus? We'll wait till see what this happens with this highlight, but we're not quite connecting just now, are we? Bermudez, there's a cracking ball for Shakir Omar. He's in. Shakir Omar can't quite find a finish. We will tell them to focus. And about 5 minutes before the break, can we go in front here? McGrath, good ball. Oh, it's headed away. And is it going to be 0-0 at the break? Oh, Mitch Clark is injured. I mean, we have the option of Bradley. He can play there. We've seen him play there quite well, but I start to worry how serious that injury is. Not happy. I think we can just about admit to that. Unlucky might have been the other talk because we've created chances. We've just not taken them. We'll give them some encouragement here. Let's take it. Let's just give them no instructions. We'll raise the tempo back up. Just let them play it however they want. Looking at changes we could make. McPherson's not having a great game, so you know what we might do is move McGrath over, bring Davenport on. The other one, we're not really playing well up front just now, so I wonder if, I mean, I'll never take Shakir Omar off. That's just never going to happen. But I wonder if Clockety up there as a target man might be something for us. And this will be all our subs on the hour mark, so cue the injury. Irving's looking nervous, which isn't great. I mean, we've had chances, haven't we? Lewis brings it down on the chest. And let's see what we can do here. Davenport to McGrath. The sinkers of Celtic, of course. Bernard, Bermudez. Bermudez. Bermudez! What a way to get your first goal for the club. It was an absolute rocket. And it's 1-0 over Motherwell. And that is how you score your first goal for a club. Out of absolutely nowhere. Bernard stolen an assist with that. And goalkeeper maybe will want that back. But I mean, I was surprised he shot. It was an absolute rocket. And we do have... Oh, he's off. No, it's an injury. Oh, it was always going to happen, wasn't it? All right, let me think. Okay, so we're going to have to play with 10 men. There's no way around that. What we're going to do, Davenport is a decent-ish left back, certainly in terms of attributes. So he's going to drop back in there and play that for us. Let's... Do we want Mazzellas? Let's go deep liar and box to box, perhaps. Players that'll work a little bit harder. Bermudez, could we drop him back in a little bit as well? Yeah, I don't hate that because these guys have they're doing defensive work in terms of marking fullbacks getting forward. We've gone back to balanced as well. We obviously don't necessarily want to be attacking now. Every time I make 3 subs, you never get injuries. Well, it feels like it. I mean, obviously you do, but I feel like I never get injuries until I've made 3 subs, and then they all start falling. A little bit of time to go here. Can we see this out? It would be a... Well, it would be a result we've deserved, but what a way to win it with that Bermudez goal. Ball forward. Bernard's there. Nicely done. Hacks it forward, but there's no one up there. We just need to be a little bit smarter in possession. Oh, we've been done in behind. Davenport filling in at left back. And it's 1-1. Has he done anything particularly wrong? It's just not gone with the runner, has he? Let's encourage them. Hopefully we'll hang on to something here. They've changed the way they're playing again. They've sort of matched us up. And I'd love to say I'm going to go for it and try and win the game again. But to be honest, I'm kind of happy with a point. Don't do this to me, though. Deshaun Bernard with a block on the line. How has that stayed? Oh, Omar, I thought he was going to bring it down. Exciting end to the game, but it looks as though it is going to finish 1-1. It's a shame we couldn't have won it on that Bermudez stunner, but instead it is 1-1 in the end. Slightly unlucky we were, having gone down to 10 men through an injury. But unfortunately for us, with Hearts winning, that gap starts to get... How is it so big? It's something I've never heard. That's 14 points. When did that go to 14 points? It was 8 points, wasn't it? Oh, that's not good. They must have had games in hand. I'm confused. But anyway, that doesn't take much. So there we go. We've dropped points. The inch 6 weeks, 3 to 6, or a month if we do a good physio job on him for our left back. That's him out of Europe, potentially. And the other fullback is back by the end of February. We might be missing both our first choice fullbacks when European football returns. If you have a quick look at what that means, we can see everything there. Nothing has particularly changed. I don't understand how Hearts have suddenly gone a further 6 points ahead of us. Anyway, I'll figure that out later. If you have enjoyed that, guys, make sure you hit thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. We will be back next time. When Europe is back, we will be back. I think what we might do... Hearts at home. Well, we'll see what happens between now and then. If it's a 14-point gap, we're pretty much just playing for 4th in the league, aren't we? So what we will probably do is a European doubleheader once we know who we're playing against. And well, obviously I'll tell you next episode, we'll know there'll be a doubleheader there, and unless something happens dramatic in the league and this Hearts game sort of means anything, but I don't think it's going to. 14 points is a lot, isn't it? Until next time, guys, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of the January signings, and what about Bermudez's skull. Take care.